Clark Hobson. He gets it back, driving forward Clark Hobson. So in this final round of Championship Round 1 fixtures, G-Force needing the win, and I'm delighted to say for this game I'm joined from BBR. Clark Hobson has just come off the back of course, that Elite Cup playoff, but of course winning the overall tournament, so he must be absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, it's nice to get the overall win. It's a shame we couldn't come up good against Custard, but it was an absolutely cracking game, and Custard, they pulled it out the bag. They were absolutely fantastic. 12-11 is a really good game. Real end-to-end stuff.
Yeah, we obviously it wasn't on pitch 1, but we were keeping tabs on it as I think it was Nottingham Hoods who were in action on our pitch, and we're almost at one point watching your game. It was so exciting.
Oh yeah, Custard were absolutely great. They were firing long balls, chopping holes, running some really nice second phase. It was a really good game.
And of course, so yeah, haven't made the Elite Cup final this time around, but overall not a too bad weekend still to finish in that Elite Cup playoff.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it's just been on the stream. It was a lot of fun to play in, and I think it's nice. A bit of the pressure was off, so we were concentrating on having fun, and it wasn't the prettiest of touch at the time, but it was played in the right spirit, both us and Cambridge as well. So that was really nice.
G-Force look to have got on the scoreboard once again and lead by 3 points to 1, so they only need this win to claim the championship trophy. And we haven't seen G-Force so far over the weekend here in Oxford. We've seen Revolution, of course, in action earlier on in the day.
Let's see what Revolution can come up with.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if they can hit back straight away. They were in a bit of an epic game actually earlier on in the day with green and gold. It was a bit of sort of you score, we score
back
scenario.
And forth. Yeah, they're always good games to watch, aren't they? When it's tap off, and it's just you attack, we attack, isn't it? Absolutely. Defence optional.
Absolutely. And we, at the moment, haven't had a drop off, I should say, on pitch number 1.
Oh, we'll get the drama over drop off hopefully soon. Finals drop off. It's no more tense place to be. Yeah.
Have you been involved in a couple of drop-offs yourself?
Yeah, unfortunately I have. Ballers away, balls down there. I couldn't remember all of them, but yeah, when you're in it, it's very much almost who blinks first sort of a thing. It's really, can you bring the energy? Some good yards being made here. Looks like they've got a roll on Revolution. Looks like they're broken.
Yeah, G-Force just getting over to their subs box and getting a few fresh legs on the halfway. Yeah, you're saying drop-offs from our point of view are very exciting to watch, but I'm sure when you're actually in them, they are very tense. And of course, you've just played a 40-minute game.
Yeah, that's it. It's everyone, like I say, the crowd loves it, right? Because it's a bit more touch, it's a bit more extra time. I don't think the players are always too keen for them, but you got to have a winner, and that's a great way of deciding the game, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's the one way of working out that I don't think in any other sport it would maybe work similar to touch, really.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, here we go. G-Force, Revolution, just getting the subs on, rotating, making some yards down the pitch as well. That's nice.
Yeah, Ben Stevenson over the halfway line, just linking up well and trying to drive over that 10-metre mark now. Good bit of momentum building. Ben Stevenson running through the middle. I think it was a good touch there just before the line. Turnover possession, so that was the final one. G-Force looking to try and get things back underway.
Just driving one up the middle, take the defenders in, and then spread it out to the sub box. Looks like again we're going to get G-Force rotating the subs. That's some great yards there.
Absolutely, just driving that Revolution defence back and really.
They've got a really good roll on here. Yeah, let's see if they can set up for a scoot play or something like that.
Here's Diaz now. He's been influential so far. Looking to drive forward. Hurd lays it off. Oh, an unbelievable pass and a take.
Cracking long ball, left to right. Winger is free, and it's a good score.
Absolutely. G-Force extend their lead, and they extend that gap to 3 points after the opening 8 minutes. G-Force leading by 4 points to 1. So a great start in a game that if they win, they'll take home the championship trophy. So overall, over the 3 rounds in Banbury and Manchester, and of course this weekend in Oxford, and winning obviously the overall competition, must be happy not with the win but the performances as well. Yeah,
I think so interviewed by Chris at the end of round 1, and we were saying that it was really about trying to have fun first, and then hopefully the performances will come on the back of that. Try and run it in the right ethos, and I think that we've definitely had some performances that could have been improved, but I'd like to think that when we've needed to, probably bar the Custard game, right? I mean, you still get 11 scores. You've got to be happy with that. That we've managed to come good when we've needed to, and that's another score there. Looks like a calf has gone as well.
Yeah, Diaz just running through, and he's jogging a bit more now, but he looked a bit stretching a bit gingerly as he was holding his calf, but he does add the 5th for G-Force.
Is he gonna come back and do a defensive set as well?
Unbelievable.
Captain Courageous, here we go.
Look at this, coming over the halfway line, he certainly is.
Looks like they're going to push him out to link, try and hide him a little bit.
Spencer involved. Here's Matt Robinson, who got that try for Revolution, who equalised things up. Getting towards the 5 metre, Spencer looking to drive through. Good touch, good defensive.
Given the calf injury.
Absolutely, still on the field doing his job.
Lovely. Oh!
Did Robinson get the touch, or did he just put off his man? And either way, they've got the ball back and they survived that one.
Revolution working towards the box.
Over the 10 metre mark, and as they do, bring some more players on and just freshen things up. So on the halfway line now, driving forward, Stevenson involved.
Again, G-Force have done quite well here. They forced the scoot from quite far out.
Oh, a little trick pass, just couldn't hold on. G-Force look to start from the back, looking to drive forward, and again getting over towards the subs box to maybe bring some fresh players on. Over the halfway line they go.
Again, they've got 3 touches to play with in the Revolution half. It's definitely working well, their subbing pattern for them.
Hurd looking to drive on forward, does well. Tries to get the ball to Diaz. It just seems to have shaken off that potential injury.
I think everybody does shake off an injury when they're in attack, isn't it? It's just happening when you're in defence that all of a sudden it's, I start to feel a bit tired.
They certainly are long weekends, aren't they, when you play so many games, and with the weather we had yesterday as well, it must have been absolutely knackered.
Quite frankly, it was miserable. I'm not gonna lie, it was absolutely punishing heat. I've heard a few people talking about similar conditions to the World Cup in Kuala Lumpur. I don't think it was quite that bad because of the humidity over there, but it was a hot day yesterday.
It certainly was, and I think we're all feeling it.
Oh, it's a lovely ball out to the wing. Right to left.
Yeah, this is sort of becoming a bit of an exhibition now for G-Force. A superb pass over to the wing, excellently taken, and
G-Force are playing some cracking touch, aren't they?
They certainly are. We haven't seen them this weekend, but they're putting on a show for us in our first final of the afternoon in this final round of Championship round robin games. And just a reminder, of course, if they do win this, they will take the Championship trophy home. Pushing on forward, looking Revolution just to try and get some kind of foothold in the game. They actually managed to get back level pretty swiftly, but at the moment find themselves way down at the moment. Did they manage just to get one back?
Did they get the score there?
Just waiting for the confirmation from the referee, just a bit of deliberation going on, and
there we go, Revolution with the score.
Absolutely.
Good stuff, good to get back into the game.
That'll just give them a little bit of a confidence boost now.
Yeah, they seem to catch the G-Force defensive line quite flat, and then as soon as you can break through that, then you're in all sorts of trouble, aren't you, once you get behind the defenders, and just hitting the first hole and come up with a good score.
Absolutely. How did G-Force respond? Will they hit back straight away and extend that lead? Playing some exhilarating touch rugby so far, and Diaz has been involved mostly in the heart of things, along with Hurd, who picks it up now, trying to cross that line. And does he just sneak in before Spencer?
Looks like they're calling the touch first. Yep, touch is in first.
So retreat back to the 5 metre mark. Hurd slowing things down.
I think if you're a Revolution here, you try and push out just a little bit quicker, because it's allowing G-Force to make the touch on the 5 metre line. And then what you're having to do is that the defence is usually struggling if you're allowing the attack to make it on the 5 metres with momentum as well. So probably just push out a little bit quicker, but they seem to come up with a good defensive set there. Just working their way to the box now as well.
Absolutely, some fresh faces now onto the field over the 10 metre mark. Stevenson over the halfway mark, picked up by Rowberry. Driving forward over that 10-metre mark. Stephenson gets it back. Looks to go one way, then the next on.
Just spills the ball.
Yeah, is that maybe a lack of concentration, maybe, or just thinking too far ahead?
I don't know. The player doesn't look happy with his teammate. I don't know whether he's expecting the ball or not. But again, if you look at that change in pace from G-Force, that's touch 3. They've definitely been able to work it up the pitch well in this half.
Absolutely.
Looks like they're going to again go to a similar sort of a skill note.
Diaz just in the middle, waiting, almost just standing there, figuring out in his head what's the best route through. Just waiting maybe for that touch and maybe that space to open up now. Oh, and do they get it? Does the referee?
Oh, we got a touch and pass there by the looks of it. It seemed like the right sort of play because you've engaged the high middle and then to kind of sweep away from that middle and come back against the grain to put him all ends up. It was the right sort of play, but just executed a little late. Revolution doing well here, getting some good yards.
Absolutely, this is one of the more promising attacking phases they've had over the 10-metre mark. They go up to just come back. Nice pick up, just trying to drive on forward. Samuel Strain in the middle of things, looks to go long, nice pick up, and just a touch before the line. And
good read by the winger there, yeah, coming in, shutting down a man. That's a really, really good read.
Pick up now, driving on forward. Over the halfway line they go. Good yards made up every time. They seem to be really making some good yardage. Diaz was to the right.
Looks like it's going to be some sort of middle play here.
Diaz now.
Oh no, maybe a sweeper trying to get around the link. Oh, that's a lovely play. Come back against the grain. Is the ball away? Is the winger? No.
Agonisingly close. You could just see her just trying to get her fingertips to it. It was nearly there.
It's one of those classic flick balls away, isn't it? And then can you wing a stretch and make it? And unfortunately, not that time.
No, very close. G-Force nearly adding their 7th on the board. So just over 2 minutes remaining then of this first half.
That's some good pace by G-Force there to come up in defence.
It's been a long weekend, but they just seem so full of energy. Maybe they're just packed with Duracell batteries. They get a turnover.
Revolution could probably be a bit smarter in their defensive set. So if you look, G-Force keep going to the box. As rightly, you want to get subs on, right? But Revolution still seem to be defending the whole of the pitch. If you want, you should probably be packing over towards... They're doing a bit better now, actually. Pack over towards their sub box so that you can block them off. G-Force still making the yards, though.
Bit of space to run into, allowing them to advance forward. Harper involved. Oh, and Harper dives to the line. No touch, and they extend their lead. With just over 90 seconds remaining until at half-time. Claxon, G-Force extend it to 7 points to 2. It's been a brilliant first half.
How was the heat for you yesterday up here?
It was actually, it was warm, of course, but there was just a slight breeze actually.
Oh, lovely little breeze, right?
It wasn't too bad, although it did sort of take away the feeling that you were actually getting penetrated with the sun. And I'm not going to lie, for any viewers wondering, I did come out looking like a bit of a drumstick at the end of it.
Stay sun smart.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, to anyone, we were trying to remind people if they were watching this live stream on the outside to keep on topping up the sun cream. Not much needed today though. Just a lovely temperature actually.
Yeah, really nice actually.
And just on the edge of the 5 metre mark, Revolution just trying to force home, trying to get another one before the break.
Seems like they've got a repeat set. About a minute left. See if they can come up with something.
Rowberry involved. Oh, great take by Stephenson.
Didn't look like it was expected.
It wasn't, no. You just had to stretch for that one. Stephenson gets it back in. Oh, a bit of a mix-up there.
Yeah, I think just a little bit of fatigue starting to set in Revolution's attack. I think I think the break's needed again. The heat's coming out. It's one of those. Just give you a chance to regroup, won't it, and prepare for the second half.
Absolutely, yeah. And with just around 15 seconds to go, can G-Force add another one? Look at this for a nice breakaway, eating up the yards. Played into the middle, just slowing things down. Only a couple of seconds left on the clock. There goes that hooter. Are they going to try and attack once again? Diaz just hiding around, coming on his left-hand side. What a run this is. Can they go through? The touch comes in, and that brings an end to the first half. So a bit of an exhibition from G-Force at the break, and they lead by 7 points to 2. We'll be back for the second half in a couple of moments' time.
The best out of me. I get the best feeling for it. I love working hard to develop others so that we can all get the best out of it, and it's just the most amazing feeling.
I love playing touch because it's a game where you can play 14-year-olds and 60-year-olds together. You can play men and women, so you could have a daughter and a mum playing together, and it's a really good fun to play.
A three-man drive is an attacking play which we use to gain momentum. The three-man drive includes 3 players, a half, the person who dumps the ball, and the runner. These 3 players will alternate between themselves in order to create each person's role within that three-man drive. So it'll start with a roll ball. The half will then pass the ball off the deck to the first runner. This first runner will then become the person who dumps the ball, initiating the touch on the defender, for then the person who previously dumped the ball to become the half. A 4-man drive is a 3-man drive, but with another person. The 4-man drive can also be referred to as arrows, and what we're looking to do is the exact same principle as a 3-man drive, but just to add a secondary option of the runner. So you've got 1 runner on the left, 1 runner on the right, and the half will wrap around whichever way they pass the ball, becoming the runner. The best way to complete a 4-man drive or an arrows platform is to hit one side, i.e. to pass the ball to the left, and then to pass the ball to the right, the second runner, and then the left for the third, and so on. A buddy is a 2-man play which we use to create the momentum for a 3- or 4-man drive. A buddy involves the ball being put down, stepped over, the half will then pass back to that same person, and they will run straight into the 3- or 4-man drive. A touchdown is the only way to score points in touch. A touchdown happens when the ball is grounded with downward pressure on or over the whitewash. The ball can be touched down but needs to be under control, and there needs to be downward pressure. A touchdown is worth 1 point. As there are no conversions in touch, you can score anywhere along the line, and as long as there is downward pressure and it is under control.
go for the second half of this final round of games in the Championship format, and G-Force only 20 minutes away from claiming the Championship trophy as Revolution with Ben Stephenson tries to force home the first points of this second half. Can they do it? Rowberry's just to the right. Stephenson just gets it back on the 5 metre, just slowing things down with Rowberry now, looking to drive forward on the 5 metre. Stephenson gets it back,
short play.
for the line.
I think the dive, I think the ball's in, yep.
Well, what a start that is for Revolution. They'll be happy with that to mark the start of the second half, and that's just what they needed.
That is, injecting a little bit of pace into the attack, just coming on the short line, stepping back and dive. A good score.
Absolutely. So how will G-Force respond? Still leading by 7 points to 3, so they are way out in front at the moment. But they don't want to get too relaxed. They want to, but you get the feeling with this G-Force side that they are going to just keep going and going and going.
I think if they can keep up their momentum with the driving plays, I think that they should be pretty well set for this half. All that seems no loss of control.
Just about.
Seems like they're going to just spread the defence by the looks of it again. It looks like it's going to come back for a sweeper play here. Almost picked.
That would have been amazing. We saw one earlier on in the day. It was Manchester Chargers coming in with a brilliant interception and coming through. Diaz just laying it off over the 5 metre mark. They go, pass out wide. Good defensive work from Revolution, spreading their defence and stopping any attack on the wing. Played all the way down the line from left to right. Trying to break through that 5 metre. Diaz just lays it off. Bit of space over on that far side to work into.
It's well covered.
Yeah, they seem to be getting from left to right defensively really well at the moment.
Yeah, Revolution seem to like they've got a nice connected line there. Seems like they're quite happy now. They're nominating someone. They've got everybody in good pre-touch to see what's going on.
Driving over that 5 metre, doing well. Just a bit of dancing feet, trying to get away from those touches, but turnover in possession, favour of Revolution. Can they work their way up the pitch? Can they just make up a few yards? Second touchdown. Driving over that own 10 metre, getting some subs on. Spencer comes on with Robinson just to the left. Spencer just goes one way, then the next.
Looks like a slight loss of control there.
That's a shame, and it's a turnover
That
possession.
is, they were getting some good momentum there as well, and again it gives another opportunity for G-Force as well to have more than one touchdown near the Revolution line. Looks like they're going to get their subs on first though.
Over the 10 metre mark they go, driving onwards. Can they
Looks like the play is going to be spread out here.
Absolutely, looking across the line, almost going for match, attacking defensively. Can they come up with something clever here? G-Force. Spencer puts the pressure on.
Just a little bit rushed by the looks of it. All the step, all the dancing feet. Oh, no, not in there.
Robinson does well just to close down his man. Spencer lays it off to the number 4. They get it back, driving forward, making up the yards.
These are better yards from Revolution here. Let's see if they can come up with something off the back of it and not drop it like it was previously. There we go. And now we're in. Let's get a scoop play.
Absolutely. Stevenson picks up. Lovely scoop up and trying to find Robey. Just manages to cling on, but he's put under pressure straight away and a turnover. And that attack is broken down, and that's a shame.
Yeah, that's a really good read by the far side G-Force defence, and it seems like again getting players on, and it's one of those where we've got second touch, third touch on halfway. G-Force are doing really well here.
So over halfway line we go. Nice move back inside.
I think that's a bit of a note. Yeah, the referee's given an overstep there. We can see by the play, by the call.
Over halfway line we go. Good yards made up in the G-Force half. Come back inside. Can they capitalise on this one? Samuel Strain.
Running the short line. Oh, running into the player there. What's that? We've got fifth touch here. Let's see whether they've got anything special in the locker, Revolution.
Just on the edge of that 5 metre mark.
I think they've misread the touch count here. Yep. Oh, that's a shame.
They seem to be building up some really good attacks, and it's just that final bit of play that is just letting them down at the moment.
It's an interesting one, yeah. So they're giving the repeat set, 'cause obviously they've got a bit of field position. It's almost like they they drove too well. They got to the line and lost a bit of momentum because they had more than one touch. Sometimes that can happen. G-Force, again, seem to be working it here. Let's see if they can use the momentum a bit better as well.
Harper picked up. Can he drive through the middle? Maybe a bit of space opening up, looking out to the wing.
That's a good ball. Oh, it's unlucky.
It was low, and I thought for a second she managed just to cling on. But no, it just dropped agonisingly short.
Just not to be.
Certainly was. G-Force looking to try and extend that lead, trying to get the first point in the second half, and an error inside their own half, and this is a great opportunity for G-Force now. Simon Terry in the middle. Slow things down with Harper. Really just taking the time, almost just sort of trying to work the angle.
It's smart from G-Force. I mean, there are a couple of scores up. You want to get the right players in the right positions. It looks, oh, that's just a shame. Looks like it's just overrun from the ruck. Revolution with the quick turn over here. Smart play. Getting some good yards down that sideline as well.
Yeah, really good intensity from Revolution every time they're trying to work their way up the field. Where was this in the second half? In the first half, I should say. And now here's Robinson on the halfway line. Spencer crossing it, driving his team forward. This is, just that scoop up from Robinson. Just couldn't hold on. Almost too quick for his own good at that point.
I was going to say, he was ready to go before he's got the ball in both hands.
G-Force looking to start things from the back, getting a few more subs on. Although Revolution packing that defence on that far side, trying to nullify this attack on the halfway line. Good yardage made up, just weaving his way into the gap on the 10-metre mark, going from right to left. Driving through the middle. Nice pick up. 5 metres to go. Just that final pass once again. It's both sides of the second half.
It's just a couple of final passes going astray, aren't they? I mean, we haven't seen as many scores as we had in the first half, and that's probably because, like you say, it's just needing to nail that final ball, really.
So onside their own 10-metre, Stephenson looking inside on the halfway line. Just a loss of control, and now a turnover. Bang on the halfway line actually for G-Force. And again, we keep on saying just errors just creeping into both sides. It might be just maybe tiredness, a lack of concentration. They're always long weekends. And over the 10-metre mark they go, driving forward, making up the yards. Nice little mazy run
there.
5 metre. Bit of space now to work into, try and exploit it. Revolution just creeping up forward, trying to close it down. That good hands.
2 on 1, and
G-Force.
that's a nice little score there in the corner.
Absolutely, their first of this second half. And they move to 8 points to 3, so that 5-point gap has been restored.
That's a lovely set of hands in the corner. Just gets the ball back, and then it's nice and easy, and the wingers in a small amount of space, but still manages to finish off.
Absolutely, and they're one more step closer to claiming this championship trophy. And on the basis of what we've seen so far in this game, they're thoroughly deserving of this handsome lead. Revolution, although not giving up. And on the 10-metre mark they go, looking to push on forward.
See if they can get some momentum back into their play. Marshalling the troops, looks like it's going to be a short ball.
Simon Mallard in the middle of his light blue cap on. Nicely picked up, 5 metres.
Not the short play, unlucky. Fires it across to the winger.
Fizzed in towards it, would have been a brilliant
tough,
take.
Yeah, I was about to say, tough ball to take.
If she managed to hold on to that one and go through, that would have been a brilliant score, but as it happens, turnover, and G-Force looking to go from left to right, driving over to that far side once again. Hearing screams and cheers all around.
Good support there. I think it's Nottingham might have scored on the back pitches. G-Force working their way here, doing really well to just get in behind the players like that and break the Revolution line. Gone through, big gaps have opened up.
Can they finish it off? And just almost 2 to pick out, and it just drops right in the middle of the 2. And a great opportunity missed for G-Force, but still that 5-point advantage, and I'm sure they'll get more opportunities in the second half to really kill the game off. 10 minutes remaining. Revolution looking to build
that's a
from the
nice
back.
ball.
Certainly was, and looking to Simon Mallard now. Luminous yellow boots on for Simon Mallard today. Looking to push on forward. Ian Spencer is there once again. Claire Rylance involved now over the halfway line, heading towards that 10-metre mark. Robinson does well. Nice little shimmy to the left. Oh, Spencer just can't hold on.
That's a shame. It looked like they had some numbers out there as well. Looked like they were able to, if they were able to spread the ball, there might have been something good at the end of it, but unfortunately not. And now G-Force are working their way off.
So 2 more games left for you today. The Premiership and Elite Cup finals. Elite Cup final, Nottingham Hoods taking on Hot Custard.
That's going to be a really great game.
Should be really absolutely, should be a fantastic final.
Really looking forward to that. Both great sets of attacks, so looking forward to seeing lots of scores in that game.
And both sides reaching the final for the first time, and I'm sure they'll be wanting to live up to the occasion.
Oh, I think it certainly will. I think that they're going to be 2 quite evenly matched sides. Might eat my words later on, but I'm okay with that. But I'm hoping for lots of scores.
And before that, we will move on to the Premiership final, which will be Manchester Chargers against Chester Cheetahs.
A local derby as well.
Absolutely, yeah. 2 really good sides as well. We've seen them both in action.
Let's see if there's any love lost in that game.
It's always high. I think we saw that game back in Manchester, I do believe, and it was always a bit of a fearsome game.
Bit of a good old ding-dong. Nice.
Absolutely.
Like it.
Adam Brimlow was up with us earlier from Chester Cheetahs. We had Greg Cropper as well from Manchester Chargers. So we've had both representatives in the commentary box throughout the day. Both, I'm sure, will be really looking forward to it.
Back inside. Oh, that's unlucky. Is that 6 again? Yeah, it's been hit. That's a really nicely worked play. And again, G-Force with a repeat set here on the line. Let's see what they can do with it.
Well, they've been clinical throughout this game. Can they add another one? Can they add their 9th to the scoreboard with 7.5 minutes remaining on the scoreboard? Hurd breaking forward of Harper, trying to drive over the trot.
That's a lovely dive.
And the referee just confirms it, and it is their 9th of the game, and they are well on their way.
So it's just a link sweeper play by the looks of it there, and just managing to get outside the link and dive in the space.
So Simon Mallard on the halfway. What can they do now? Can they try and get the next point on the board and just try and build from there? Just try and each attacking face a bit of a stepping stone forward.
That's nice, directing traffic. Short. Are we going to have another dive here? That looks like a good score to me.
Just waiting for confirmation, but I agree. I think it looks good, and the referee agrees. And we're back to where we were. So 9-4.
Revolution hit straight back again. There's a lot of momentum coming into that short play, and then off the back of that momentum, we get a short ball and a dive at the line. It's really, really nice.
So with around 6.5 minutes left remaining, still hard work for Revolution if they are somehow going to get back into this. And G-Force, of course, looks so clinical every time they go forward. Diaz in the heart of most of the good play that G-Force have produced. Nice play, and here is that man Diaz to drive forward. Important touch just on the edge of the goal line.
Just trying to manufacture a 2-on-1 on the outside there by the looks of it. Looks like it's going to come back this way. See what Revolution have got. Oh, that's quite nice. A little bounce play there. Oh, is the ball away?
Oh, does he just get the ball down before that touch? Referee, I think, agrees. Yes, and now they are on to double digits. G-Force lead by 10 points to 4, and it was a good incisive play. And it all started with that little, almost bit of hot potato in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. A little bounce play there. So it looks like you're going to come in and then just bounce outside your player. And the aim there is to obviously fix the defender, and then you're outside the channel. And it worked quite nicely there. Made it into a nice little 3-on-2 overlap. Let's see again. Let's see. Revolution were really good in that last set of line attack that they had. That's because they had a lot of momentum going into it. Let's see if they can keep that momentum. Looks like they've gone for a similar sort of setup into the short. Is that going to be a score here? Oh, unlucky.
So 5 minutes left on the clock. is Rowberry looking to go right. Rylance now back into the middle with Rowberry. Needs support. Rylance gets it up, backs off to Stephenson. Bit of space maybe to get into. Does he get the ball down before the touch? I think the referee's going to give it, and he does.
That's really nicely worked there by Revolution. It looks like it's going to be a short ball, and then they bounce out long, and then I like the turn sideways and the kind of arch of the back to make sure that they can't get the touch. We've all been there trying to make yourself as small as possible, and it's a really nice score. It's really nice agility there by Revolution.
So 10-5 on the scoreboard, so it's been a very close second half actually in terms of the point scoring wise. And G-Force looking to attack once again. It's been a really entertaining game to watch actually. And our first look at G-Force on pitch number 1, and they've always looked good when they go forward. Here's Harper, tried to get it to the right and blocked off. Samuel Strange just blocking the pass to the right. Harper, push back. Can they just add another one to the scoreboard? Looking to go from left to right, back into the centre, another touch. Just working down the clock maybe as well.
Let's see what they've got planned, if they've just run a couple of conditioning plays. That's a good read by Revolution there. Stepping up, hitting the man, 5th touch. Just keep your space. Oh, that's unlucky. Oh! And we've all been there. We've seen the lights on 5th touch. You can get the interception, go the length of the field, but it's a whole heap of pain if you don't catch that ball.
Absolutely, and now G-Force can recharge and go again over the 5 metre. Looking to come to this near side, and they open up this Revolution's defence and add another one, and that's 11 up for G-Force. 6-point gap with 2.5 minutes remaining. And what will Revolution do? Will they just go straight from the off, trying to drive through the middle? Here's Robertson from the tap off.
I think that's the good thing to do. Revolution have looked really good when they've attacked with intent, when they've attacked with purpose and got down the line and had a crack at the line off the back of momentum. Let's see whether they can do that.
Spencer now driving off to the left, and now back into the middle, just edging in front of that 10 metre broken line. Bit of space for Rylance just to drive forward. Does well just to lay off. Spencer back into the middle, playing from right to left. Can they just force home? Can they just get another point on the board? Spencer diving for the line. I think he's actually got it, according to the referee.
I think he has. I think that's good honesty from the defender there. Didn't manage to make the touch. It's just a step back short side and a good dive for the line, and Revolution come up again.
Absolutely, 90 seconds left on the clock, and Spencer gets his score. And G-Force will get us back underway again, and with just over a minute left remaining, what are they going to do? Are they just going to relax their way, or are they going to try and add another one? Seems to be the way they play. He's trying to add as many.
I was about to say, it's we'll score more than you, and we'll see where we go from there.
Absolutely. Here's Harper going back in, and there we go.
That's a lovely little play there.
That just looks so effortless.
Yeah, so what you've got your far side link, our right link as we see it, looking like they're going to run a scoring line, and then just back to the middle that's split, and then pop the trail back in. It's a really nicely constructed play with lots of different elements in it, and it's really, really smart from G-Force. Lovely touch to watch.
And trying to get that back underway. Samuel Strain back into the middle of Simon Mallard now. Only 30 seconds left on the clock. Can they just add one more? Can they just finish off on a high? Switching it to the left. Mallard gets it back on the 5 metre mark. Has to go back into the centre. Looking to try and work an angle. Mallard running onto it with speed and pace. Can't power through though. And that hooter will be sounding any second now. There is that hooter. So final phase.
It looks slightly forward. Revolution chucking it. Oh no.
And there goes the touch, and that brings an end to the championship, our final round of
Oh,
fixtures.
hang on, it looks like it was a tap off. Oh, no, we're good now. I think what went on there is that because it was a forward pass, tapped, and you obviously can't end the game on a penalty, so you have to tap and then get one more opportunity.
Well, there we go. As I just took my eyes off and looking towards the final score, it is now full time this time around. And G-Force have won the championship trophy. They have looked absolutely scintillating in our first look at G-Force over the weekend, and they take home that trophy. Well, Clark, thank you very much for joining me.
No, thank you for having me
afternoon.
up here. Thank you for having me up here. Sorry, I'll get my words right this
It's been
time.
a long weekend.
Yeah, it has. I'm glad I just messed up then rather than actually in the game. So yeah, no, thanks for having me up here.
And a huge congratulations, of course, on winning the overall competition as well. And we'll now move on to the Premiership final, which will be our next game, which will be Manchester Chargers taking on Chester Cheetahs. It should be an absolute belter of a game, and we'll see you in a couple of minutes. We might be able to have a chance to talk to one of the G4 players as well, with them winning the championship trophy, but we'll have that interview coming up for you in a couple of moments' time.
Joined by Katie Fielding from the victorious G4 side, heading home with a championship trophy, heading home with the championship cup, should I say. How proud are you of the rest of the team in terms of your efforts this weekend?
Really, really proud actually, because we came here with not too many subs, facing a very hot day yesterday. We had to work really hard, playing some amazing teams, always pushing our ability with some Premiership sides. So we had 3 losses yesterday to come back. It showed a lot of resilience with the team, and to get 3 wins today. So I'm incredibly proud and very pleased.
Did it help a little bit it being a round robin this part of the competition, for that, just based on what happened yesterday?
Yeah, I think so. It gives you a feel for all the different teams that are out there, the different abilities around the country, which is always improving, and you just get to try out some good stuff, some basics, always sticking to what you know, but also trying some interesting moves as well.
In terms of the club as a whole, I mean, you've been playing for them for 3 years. How far have they come in that time to be pushing for silverware virtually every tournament now, it seems?
We've come so far, and that's come from the bottom up. We're working on our basics and with our developing players all the time. We're always pushing to get more training time as well, and our elite players put in so much work as well, always giving up their time to do coaching, come to tournaments, and yeah, just always pushing on.
Well, congratulations, Katie. We'll let you go off and get a trophy in just a second, and enjoy the rest of the day in the sun.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Goes well for the final, doesn't it?
This is your 1 minute warning. 1 minute warning.
So here we go, welcome back to Oxford, our penultimate game of the weekend, the Premiership final, a bit of a Northwest derby, Chester Cheetahs taking on Manchester Chargers. Who's going to come out on top? My name's Brad Hope and I'm joined for this Premiership final by G-Force's James. James, congratulations on your recent win, and how's the weekend been in general?
Cheers, man. It's been a weekend of two halves, really. We lost all three yesterday. Two of them were by one. Close games, obviously. And then today we've won all three, but two of them we won by one. So a massive weekend of mirror opposites. But I think the heat yesterday played a part. You probably had a few players coming up here saying the same thing. But yeah, really good day today. Winning those grind games, which is making a change, and then a nice little run out in the last game there was sort of fairly comfortable. So yeah, enjoyed it.
Yeah, really good victory in your final game, putting in a really good performance. And Chester Cheetahs trying to get off the mark straight away. Adam Brimlow coming through. He was with us in the commentary box earlier, looking forward to this final. He's had to wait a while. And here's Adam Brimlow again on the 5 metre mark, looking to try and work away through. Good defensive pressure from Manchester Chargers. Can they find a route through? This occasion, just on the 5 metre mark, they have to retreat. Brimlow again at the heart of everything, looking to go out wide. Does the touch come in? It does. So fifth touch, what can they do with this one? Oh, absolutely brilliant play. Have they managed to get it down? They have, and it's the first try of this Premiership final, and they worked it, and they get over the line. And a great start for Chester Cheetahs.
Really nice score, that, wasn't it? Nice quick ball, good footwork as well from the guy at Link. Really nice score.
Absolutely, and what a start for the Chester Cheetahs in this Premiership final. And our first chance now to look at the Manchester Chargers. What can they do in their first attack? Let's try and come forward. Greg Cropper, always full of running. To try and break that line over the 5 metre mark. Greg gets it back again. Henry Burton just to the left of him. Georgia Bless to the left. Greg Cropper gets it back. Can he fire away through? Needs support, needs an option.
It's really nice. They ran a sweeper play there and just picked up one against the grain. It's a difficult one to defend that. So you instantly switch from one policy to another. But fresh set of 6, so they'll be looking to score off this.
Burton just offloads it back to Greg Cropper, almost just instigating play. Greg Cropper gets it back on the 5 metre, looks to find Burton, who tries to parry it off to that far side, just can't be claimed. Interesting technique to try and get it over there. It's like a volleyball scoop.
Be a bit disappointed with that, Chargers. Fresh set of 6 on the line, it went away on 2, so in touch you're always looking to try and complete your sets of 6 on the line, keep the ball in your hands. It's a bit disappointing there, but the ball's ended up in the right place, and Chester on a good drive here.
Yeah, Cam Burkett in the thick of it over the 10 metre line. He gets it back, looking at options right and left. This is really nice momentum build up by Chester Cheetahs. Can they finish it off? And defensively just put off at the very last. And they get the turnover. So Chargers looking to try and build from their own heart. Greg Cropper again. Here's Henry Burton. Can he just force home a few yards? Greg Cropper picks up the loose ball. To go into the middle, over there in 10 metre mark, towards halfway of that arc to run to get a few fresh legs onto the field. Pam Teager involved. Here's Pete Bowyer. Strachan now, back to Bowyer, over to the 5 metre. Strachan picks up the loose ball. Oh, just can't pick it up correctly and just get over that line.
We played Manchester Chargers earlier in the group games, and that Pete Bowyer, number 2, has got deceptively good footwork for a big guy. Really good footwork. He snapped me in half on one play, so hats off to him on that one. I'll live long in the memory of that one.
Chester Cheetahs looking to get going from the back. Cameron Burkett does his job and he's off the field, and he's replaced, just waiting for those replacements just to come on over their own 10 metre mark. They go, driving on towards the halfway mark. To go inside, and Brimlow's involved there now over the 10 metre mark. Really nice piece of play once again from the Chester Cheetahs, really building again, good momentum and flow, looking to go this outside wing, having to go back inside. Brimlow, can he get to the line? Dives forward, And I think they've managed to just get their second point, have they? No.
Touch call. They were a little bit cramped on this near side there, Chester. At one point they had about 4 or 5 players in this half of the pitch, so the holes were made easier to make narrow for Chargers because they had too many players in too small a space. But running with good momentum.
So back into middle, Henry Burton. Over the 10-metre mark they go. Picked up by Bless. Bless runs into the open space. I think lost the control on that one. Turnover in possession. But both sides, actually, when they're on the attack, are getting some good momentum.
Yeah, it's when you're playing touch, if you are defending and you're rolling because the attacking team have got good momentum, you can come on and have an attacking platform. We're going to an X move or Y move. But if you're defending and you're rolling, there's so many more holes. It's an absolutely miserable place to be when you're defending and you're just on the roll. A team's got you on the roll with a good drive or a good subbing on play. So I think target number one will be to try and sub on with a bit of intensity and get the defence on the roll, and then the gaps appear much easier. But with this set of 6 now just inside their half, they probably want to run a tap-off play, make a few yards, and then run their strike plays.
So on the 10-metre line, Cameron Burkett using that space to his advantage, trying to drive towards the 10-metre mark. A turnover in possession in favour of the Manchester Chargers. Henry Burton now with the ball in his hands, halfway between their own 10 and 5. Looking to move on forward. Cameron Burkett, always an aggressive player for Chester Cheetahs, looking to try and mix it up. And on the halfway line, Greg Cropper, the substitute, comes on. Pete Bowyer just to the right. Picked it by Pantigo over the halfway line. Greg Cropper now with Bowyer. Greg Cropper picks it up again. Nice interchange between the two of those. Now on the 5-metre, Greg Cropper gets it away quickly. A bit of space now opening up potentially here for Peter Strachan on that far side. Does he dive in before the touch? Referee looks like it's going to give it, and certainly does. And we're back to 1 apiece. And that was a brilliant build-up in the middle between Burton and Greg Cropper, and finished off on that far side by Peter Strachan.
Yeah, he chased that outline really hard, and a really good finish there to get down that low and score. He's quite a tall guy as well, so he's got that height advantage, which I'm sadly lacking. But defensively, the winger was in a real tough position there. She knew her link was struggling, but at the same time can't come off her player. So far wing's got a real difficult job on her hands there, and you've just got to do what they did, which is leave the link to chase out and hope they make it. So yeah, really good finish there.
So on to the 10-metre mark they go. To come forward, Adam Brimlow lays it off to the left. Can they manage to just get back in front straight away? This would be a bit of a kick in the teeth for the Chargers, but what a fantastic last gaps touch from Peter Strachan to stop that from going through. Adam Brimlow, the instigator for most things for Chester Cheetahs, just skipping to his left to force him a piece of play. Now on the 5-metre mark, looking to try and get through, dives to the line. And a signalling that there was no touch, and Chester Cheetahs hit back in the best possible way by getting in front, and they lead by 2 points to 1. 8.5 minutes gone on the clock, and that's probably the best response. Really nice comeback there. That defensively, the Manchester Chargers link could have come in and shut a bit harder as they step back, but still a good finish. Nice low dive. They're really hard to stop no matter where you are. So yeah, we've got a pretty good game on our hands here, I must admit. Are we going to get our first drop off on pitch number 1? Who knows? Greg Cropper looking to go to the left. Antigua lays it off back to Cropper, always a bit of a nimble player looking to drive forward. Oh, he just gets that touch on him, and the turnover in play.
Good solid touch there. And again.
Absolutely means business. Adam Brimlow advancing forward, tries to dance away. Still no touch on him, trying to get to the halfway and was about to pass it, realised no one was there. He was waiting for the replacements to come on. Here's Cameron Burkett. Good yardage made up, powering through the middle. Oh, just holding on over the 10-metre. Cameron Burkett again scooping up, going forward. Needs support, needs to find someone. Oh, and they do, and Chester Cheetahs extend their lead by 3 points to 1. And that all came about a fantastic play from Cameron Burkett, driving through the middle and found the support. Just a bit of...
I think so. Early on in that drive, Greg was saying he didn't make the touch on the roll ball. So it's up to the attacker. It doesn't matter in touch whether it's the defending or the attacking player that makes the touch, which is why attackers are encouraged to make the touch, because you're initiating the roll ball on your terms, and you avoid that no-touch scenario. So Greg was saying he didn't make the touch, but obviously it looks like the attacking player was saying he must have touched Greg without Greg feeling it. And it can happen. You can catch a vest or something like that, and it all counts. You can touch hair or something like that, so girls very often tie it up. So yeah, a bit unfortunate there, but them's the rules, and the refs have the final say.
Absolutely.
Nice wrap.
Oh, does he just sneak through, I think?
Oh, girl link was on there if you're given that. It's hard in the heat of the moment there.
Certainly is. Chester Cheetahs well leading by 3 points to 1. Chargers would love to get the next score on the board just to put them back only 1 behind, trying to force home, trying to get over the try line, but turnover in play. And that attacking phase has fizzled out. So 11 minutes on the clock, 9 to go till the break.
Oh, good yard. She's made something out of nothing there, really.
Well, again, really good yardage. Look at this break over the halfway.
I think that's touch 2, isn't it? Inside on the 10 metres in there, huh? Really good drive out of what was essentially nothing there.
Absolutely. Trying to break away and
and then ball down.
Opportunity lost. Oh, real frustration from Adam Brimlow. Just throwing the ball at.
It's nice to see a bit of passion in a derby, isn't it?
It certainly is. Yeah, this is a fearsome derby. We always like to see a bit of raw passion from both sides. Trying to get to the halfway line now. Manchester Chargers just looking around for an option there. So on the halfway, driving forward. Simon's picking up with Bowyer now. Simon's driving over the 10-metre mark. Here's Teager now doing well. Simons picks up the ball, scoops it into his hands, looks to go left but goes through himself, looks for an option but no one's there, and just a hand up.
They'll be disappointed with that. The short side support was there, but the open side just had a breather, and you want to try and capitalise on every scoring opportunity you get. And I know it's hard work, so I presume this is the last game for both teams, is it?
Yeah.
So they've had a long weekend, the same as the rest of us, but this is where you got to dig deep and just put a shift in for another, what is it, probably 25 minutes or something to go. So.
Yeah, around about 27 minutes left of the game, so 12.5 on the scoreboard. Good yardage made up once again. They just really drive themselves at the pitch every time.
Yeah, on a drive, you want that ball down and up really quickly. The quicker you can do that, the harder it is to defend. You get teams on the ball. There's numbers everywhere there. And they're saying touch is made, and I think it... Oh, no, side. I'm not sure what the call is here. That's it. I'm not really sure of what that hand signal was. I don't know whether it's not square hips or over the mark, but yeah, it's all irrelevant. Turnover.
It certainly is. So Chargers looking to come forward.
And Chester thought they had that one back, but referees deemed it too strong a touch, so that's why he lost control of the ball.
Greg Cropper playing from left to right. Henry Burton now just gets the touch. Good high-line defence from the Manchester Chargers, from Chester Cheetahs, should say, putting Chargers under a lot of pressure. Driving to the 10-metre mark. Henry Burton gets the ball back. Henry Burton receives it. Look at that!
Fantastic hands. Really good work by, is it Henry Burton and the girl winger out there?
Henry Burton, yeah, finishing it off. And over on that far side, brilliant play. And the Chargers back into this, only a point in it now. So Chester Cheetahs leading by 3 points to 2 with over 5 minutes left on the clock. And how will the Cheetahs respond as they cross over the 10-metre mark? Once again, building up momentum, although just lost momentarily, just slowing things down. And trying to work another one, trying to work from deep, running onto the ball, back into the centre, touch comes in, good pressure. Wasn't the greatest of passes in all honesty. Just being forced back. Building it from left to right, looking to go for the corner, diving in. Referee looks like he's going to give it, and he does. And the Chester Cheetahs restore that 2-point lead with 5 minutes to go in the first half. And that was a good diving try.
Really good score. Like I said earlier, those dives are really hard to stop. Even if you're in the right place at the right time, you've got to get so low on the fly, and it's a difficult one. They just ran a nice sweeper or a backdoor play there. Took them short side and finished really nicely. So straightforward play, but difficult to defend when it's done well.
So here come the Manchester Chargers over the 10-metre mark in the Cheetahs half. Henry Burton in the thick of things at the moment. Burrows now looking to drive on forward. Burton, Cropper is there. He gets the ball back from Burrows. Cropper, just a netball pass back. Joe Meadows in the middle, and turnover in possession. And you can already see the heat is rising in this game. Local derby rivals, Chester Cheetahs and Manchester Chargers. As Chester look to drive over that 10-metre line. Really nice pickup, good flow to this attack. Just that pass low, and it nearly was picked up. Turnover in possession though.
They had a nice drive there on that last touch. They had 3 Manchester Charger players in the ruck, and it might have been a bit of fatigue at the end of what's been a long weekend, just kicking in there with that pass not quite being as crisp as it needed to be. But cracking drive, and they've ended in the right place, so let's see what Chargers can come back with. This is congested, to say the least.
It certainly is, just running into a bit of traffic and weren't too sure. They managed just to get out of that hole. Yeah, superb touch, and on the halfway line. Josh Burrows in the middle. Now here's Bowyer driving forward, moving from the centre to left to centre position, and now picked up once again. Burrows in the thick of things. Here's Simon. Chance to dive in, and it looks like that gap has been reduced once again. A crucial try for Manchester Chargers. So the score as it stands, Chargers 3, Cheetahs 4, with 2.5 minutes left on the clock until the half-time break. And that period just before the interval is always just such a critical period.
Yeah, the tanks are going to be getting a bit low now. They'll be feeling this, but if you can get this score to bring it level, or if you're the team that's up, get 1 to go in, 2 up, psychologically a massive boost. So both teams will be working hard here to try and get an edge going into the second half.
So 5 metres remaining to the try line. Can Brimlow just sneaking around the back. Referee calls it though. Chargers regain possession. 2 minutes remaining until the break in this Premiership final. Nothing much to separate them. Chester Cheetahs currently leading by a point.
And that's a bit of a killer, that. You just not initiating the touch there, you're losing a bit of momentum, and it just slows your drive down a bit coming on. You've got to regenerate that momentum again.
Good play from Henry Burton, and a nice move away. Way through, looking for that support. And a great stop there to prevent Chargers getting level.
Number 25 wing on this side was on, but I know as a mid who often scoops, it's difficult to spot the option that's on there when you've just driven out, and it's the end of a long weekend. So they were disappointed they didn't quite finish there, but they've ended with the ball in the right place.
So a minute to go. Brimlow advancing forward, driving his team on. On a turnover possession, and you can see the appreciation on the Chargers bench.
Really good defensive work. Hard work in defence absolutely pays dividends, because you're absolutely gassed when you get off, but the subbing on players know you've put in a shift, and everyone can really come on and build on that platform that you've set for them, really. So let's see if they can get something out of this. Nice, they've hit the deeper mid there.
Strachan gets it back to Simon, back into the middle with Strachan. Bless is to the left of him. He looks to go right. Options either side of him. And a turnover. And an opportunity goes for the Chargers to potentially get level before the break. Chester Cheetahs now are trying to advance forward. Can they even add another one before the half-time interval? That would really give them an extra boost going into the break. Only seconds remaining though. Over the halfway line now, Cameron Burkett in the thick of things once again, as he always seems to be. There goes the hooter. Can they capitalise on it? Can they go wide? Chance maybe. Oh, just couldn't cling on. And that goes.
Penalties. We're going to play the penalty here. Be interesting to see whether they go for something or just take the touch and have a breather. I know what I'd be doing. Exactly that.
There we go. Yeah, I think that breather and maybe just a bit of a team talk for both sides will just help. And we go into the break with Chester Cheetahs leading by a single point at the break. It's Chester Cheetahs 4, Manchester Chargers 3 in this Premiership final. Second half will be coming up next.
I got into touch because my eldest son, Clark Hobson, he was really into it, raved about it, and he achieved England standard. I thought, well, I could maybe do that. So I got into it through Nottingham Touch Club 3 or 4 years ago, following my wife and both my daughters into it. After they'd been to a taster session there, they encouraged me to join them and enjoy playing touch.
This is your 1 minute warning. 1 minute warning.
So here we go then, second half of this Premiership final, Manchester Chargers against Chester Cheetahs. And the Cheetahs going into the break leading up by 1. And Chargers have the tap off in this second, so can they take advantage and get back to all square in the first attack? Simons, oh no, not on this occasion, and it's a turnover, and Chester Cheetahs will really look to try and exploit this one. Can they try and break through the middle? Driving forward once again, good momentum to their play, trying to get to the 10-metre mark, looking left and right, although driving again through the middle, forcing their way forward. Good momentum again, maybe a bit of space opening up. Can they work their way through? Good defence by Chargers early up.
I think that was 5th touch as well now, so they're going to have to, do exactly that. Oh, it was a nice ball though.
So it was.
Lucky.
Nearly just picked up as well, but Chargers get away with that one, and now they look to spring and attack themselves. Moving on forward, looking to get up the pitch. Greg Cropper instigating all the orders now on the halfway mark. Bamtiga instigating, and a breakaway, and Chargers get back level, it looks like they do, and it was Joe Meadows just breaking through the middle, and what a start to the second half. 4 apiece now on the scoreboard, just what the Chargers would have been ordering.
Yeah, we got a game on our hands here. I couldn't quite make out what happened there, I was distracted slightly then, but yeah, it looked like just Chester Cheetahs just got slightly out of shape and spotted a bit of a gap, and yeah, if those opportunities present themselves, you take them. So yeah, we got a game on here, Northern Derby 4-4 final, lovely day. Tell you what, it doesn't get much better.
It certainly doesn't. Rubbing our hands up here in the commentary box, can Chester Cheetahs get through? Are they back in front? Well, what a response. The perfect reply for Chester Cheetahs, just what they would have wanted. And it is 5-4 on the scoreboard, 22 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, Cheetahs saying anything you can do, we can do better. Then a lovely link hold chop there by the Chester Cheetahs girl link. Played against Cheetahs in the tournament. I can't remember whether it was round 1 or round 2, but yeah, that Cheetahs girl link there on the far side with the green boots, really, really good player. She was a hell of a threat against us. So Chargers no doubt will have singled her out as a bit of a player to watch.
Simons back into Cropper. Bamtiga to the right, goes towards Simons. Cropper picks up the ball, looks to go back in. Oh, look at that for a dive. Does he just manage to sneak his way through? Touch does come in. It was a emphatic dive through by Joe Meadows. Greg Cropper using all his experience now, also a referee as well, has helped out in the opening 2 rounds. Greg Cropper goes to his left, dives. The touch confirmed. Well, what a start to this second half. Chargers getting back level, 5 apiece.
Yeah, I don't think you need to pick that up because they dumped on the right, the correct mid as it were. But so normally you just feed off to the sweeper there and let them beat the player that's up in the touch because they're offside. But they've made it work somehow, and they're back all square.
Halfway, Cameron Burkett looking to drive forward. A bit of space to work in, almost just catching Manchester Chargers off guard. Cameron Burkett just taking a few steps backwards, look to go left and then fakes to go right. On the 5 metre, lays it off. Cam Burkett gets it back again. Nice quick interchange between the two of those. Just having to be forced back, maybe just waiting for that right run to form. Burkett gets it back in, he gets it in, dives for the line. Looks like he's hurt himself, but Chester Cheetahs are back in front. And another important attacking play from Chester Cheetahs. Gets them back in pole position.
Yeah, another really nice play there. Hole opened up. Defending open side player didn't quite get tight enough, didn't shut, and the score's there. So this is end-to-end stuff. It's score for score.
It's thrilling stuff here in our penultimate game of the weekend here in Oxford. Greg Cropper running onto it with all the speed he has in his legs, trying to drive his team over the line. Just having to force their way back, just waiting for that perfect opportunity. Burrows now laying it off to Bamtiga, looking left and right. Cropper in the middle, always looking to try and get on the ball. Greg Cropper gets it. What does he do? He goes left. on the outside. Still have it to Chargers. Back to the goal line, working it from left to right. Can Bowyer get in? And he passed it to the winger. And that was a lovely piece of play. Just having a bit of deliberation, the two referees, just whether to confirm. Oh, and it isn't. And Chester Cheetahs get it back.
I think they're saying it was a forward pass somewhere in there towards the score, so really unfortunate for Manchester. They worked really hard to keep that ball alive and did very well to create an opportunity out of pretty much nothing really, but didn't quite get a play that bore any fruit.
Chester Cheetahs working the ball forward with a mazy run towards halfway, building up through the middle of the field over the 10-yard marker. Adam Brimlow involved once again as he passes to the right. He picks up the ball off the floor, now getting over the 5-metre line. Can he find support? And unfortunately just running out of play. These goal zones are quite shallow. They're not as deep as we saw in Banbury earlier on in the competition.
Yeah, it's you play on varying pitches when you play touch, put it that way. And there's one of my pet hates is quite a shallow end zone, because it makes scooping and breaking through pretty hard, and it probably does stop a few scoring opportunities. And you know, everyone wants scoring games. It's a game that favours the attacking side. It's better to watch as well. A good 11-10 game is better than a 3-2 or something like that normally. So yeah, it's a bit of a gripe of mine, but it is what it is. Everyone has to play on them. It's the same circumstances for everyone all weekend. Oh, and that's an unlucky little trail ball back inside.
The idea was right, forcing it to the ground so he could take it, and wouldn't far to go to the ground, but just couldn't cling on. So Chargers survived that attack, and Henry Burton picks it up. Meadows in support. Look at this run from Henry Burton, advancing forward, just checking back. A brilliant run from Henry Burton out of absolutely nothing over the halfway, just making that arcing run. And that was absolutely sensational from Henry Burton. And with 27.5 minutes on the clock, we're at 6 apiece.
That was a nice score, because he still had a lot of work to do out there. That wasn't straightforward. There was some nice footwork in there, a nice bit of sort of almost a little stutter step really. So yeah, boys done well there. That's a nice little score.
Cameron Burkett advancing and over the 10-metre line, halfway between the 5 and 10. Looks to go left, opts to go right, still in the middle of the field. Is the ball still in the possession of Chester Cheetahs as they get towards the 5-metre line? Cameron Burkett still clings on. Does he get there before the touch? He looks to get things underway quickly as he knows the touch happened. But just brought back aside, looking for that overlapping run. Oh, and the communication, and the Chargers get it back, 6 apiece still. Dancing forward over their own 10-metre, getting over towards their own sub-box to get some fresh legs on. Greg Cropper is there now, Pantiga. A bit of space to run into now. Over the halfway line they go.
So here Manchester will probably be running a tap-off play. They got a fresh set on the halfway, so it's basically running a tap-off play from here. And a forced sub by the looks of it.
There they come, Manchester Chargers. Can they take advantage? On the 5-metre, Bowyer now with Greg Cropper. Looping pass back into the middle. Finds Burrows, he gets the touch. Pantiga just lays it off back to Burrows. Tightly compact with Bowyer there in the middle. Driving over that 5-metre line. Greg Cropper is there. Can he finish it off?
Oh, good shot by the wing.
A lot of work to do, and it was good defensive covering from Chester Cheetahs.
It's an interesting call, that. I mean, Greg was in the air when he got touched, so might have been a bit firm there.
Edge of the 5-metre line, Pantiga. Greg Cropper now gets it back to Bowyer. Good footwork, good handling, and just having to be driven back. Burrows. 10 minutes remaining remaining then of this Premiership final. Still 6 apiece. Are we going to be going to a drop-off?
Well, they've just blown for too firm a touch there, so they're down to 5 with a forced sub. So their touch was made. They want to get this ball back quickly, Manchester. They're probably going to go for an injury here. Time off. Well, there was a little bit of chaos there. As an injured player was down, there was a forced sub going off. The sub for the forced sub coming on. Manchester trying to play it quickly. Commentators dream that kind of scenario, eh?
It's all going off, and this is what a Premiership final, is all about. Especially a Northwest derby as well. Two rivals going head to head to take this Premiership final. Who's going to come out on top though? Still 6 apiece. 31 minutes on the clock. And we go again on the 5 metre mark. Greg Cropper giving out the instructions. Antigua now. Cropper gets it back into Meadows, looking to go out wide, and a brilliant piece of play, and the Chargers, after being 1 down, and now 1 up.
And Chester are down to 5 there. I think they had a player sent for time for some reason, so not quite sure whether it was just talking back to the ref, but yeah, they were down to 5 for that play, so Chargers capitalising on it, and Chester just need to cool their heads and go back to plan A and just try and execute all the stuff they've been doing so well up until this point.
So the 10 metre mark they go. How do Chester Cheetahs respond? Can they respond in the best way possible on the 5 metre mark? Turnover in possession and a chance for the Manchester Chargers inside their own half. Can they build from the back? Henry Burton involved. Fresh subs coming on. Here comes Pamtiga. Greg Cropper just to the right. Cropper will pick up the ball and find Burrows. Cropper and Meadows. What a fantastic run, eating up the yards over the 10 metre mark. Another fantastic run, driving through and brought back.
Yeah, they got good momentum there, and I think the guy that broke through thought the player was offside, but if it was, it looks like he initiated, the Chargers player initiated the touch on the Chester player, so because it was that way round, they'll probably come back for the touch if he was onside. So that's why we are where we are, and it looks like this is 5th, and they've just killed it away from the Chester box to make their 7 play as hard as possible, or at least as energy demanding as possible, but they're just running a straight 3-man drive up the far side for them. This is good intensity, but they're going to need some engines after this if they have to defend a set. On a fresh set of 6 for a penalty. Sorry, for offside, I mean.
So a really good opportunity here for Chester Cheetahs. 6.5 minutes remaining on the scoreboard. Here's Cameron Burkitt being forced back. Oh, and do they just get through in time?
Yeah, score. Really nice chop hole from that Girl Link again.
So 7 apiece. What a final this is turning out to be between 2 rivals.
7 apiece. And what's the time left? I can't see with the sun on the screen.
So just over 6 minutes remaining.
Oh,
this is going to be close.
Apiece. Come on, drop off.
Here we go. Yeah, can we get our first drop off here on pitch number 1? Haven't had one so far. Now we're going to be going to our first one of the day. Henry Burton looking to do something about that though. Bowyer looked to go right, but having to be brought back. Thomas just on this near side wing. Bowyer. Burton back with Bowyer.
Chargers with a fresh set of 6 on the line. Again, you're looking to capitalise on this now. Condition the defence a bit, get them to do what you want them to do, and then spot where the hole is off that.
Simons with Bowyer, a bit of a netball pass back to Simons.
Touch called.
Good defence from Chester Cheetahs. Can the Chargers keep up this attack? Bowyer driving forward with a slip, and does he get in, or is it an important touch?
Really good defensive touch from the Link again there. He's Covered his team twice.
Burton gets the touch, drives on. Can he get through? Oh, just a backwards pass, hoping for that runner. Yeah, it doesn't come. So just under 5 minutes remaining. 35 minutes on the clock.
Good yards.
Good yardage made up over their own 10 metre, heading towards halfway. A few touches still available to them. They keep on going. Options left and right. Really nice momentum building up. Need that support. Get it down. They do. And Chester Cheetahs, after being a point down, do what Chargers did earlier on in the game and turn this game on its head. And going into the latter stages in this final, they are 1 point to the good. 8-7 on the scoreboard. And with only 4 minutes left to play, could that prove decisive?
Am I meant to be neutral in the commentary box? Because I'm basically going to cheer on whoever's 1 point down and then hope we get a drop off.
Well, I think this game does deserve it. Two sides have really given everything. It's been nip and tuck all the way. Greg Cropper trying to do something about it. Tries to sneak his way through.
And they're straight back.
Absolutely sensational, Greg Cropper. The experienced campaigner, the guy who instigates all the good work that Chargers.
The wily fox, he found a whole lot of nothing there. That's experience you can't buy, that is.
Well, would you believe it? 8-8 on the scoreboard. Nothing to separate the two sides going into the closing stages. 3 minutes left to play. Are we going to the drop-off? Are we going to need it? Are we going to have a winner inside the 40-minute mark? Here come Chester Cheetahs once again. Just taking their time on this one. Maybe trying to just work the best possible angle. Brimlow involved once again, as he always is. Brought back.
Tell you what, if Chester have got a player that's got a ball, that girl on the far side there is in. There's acres of space. It's high risk stuff, and she could probably start in tighter and run an outline, but it's an option that looks on.
Adam Brimlow just tried to sneak his way past Bowyer. Bowyer laying off Burton. A lot of yards to make up if they're going to get into the Chester half. Henry Burton now over their own 10 metre. Antigua with Burrows there. Delays the pass to Cropper, but a space to run into now. Couldn't they just build on that? Here comes Burrows. Really good work. Oh, and Cropper was there, but just falls short of him in front. And a really good opportunity missed for the Manchester Chargers. 90 seconds left on the clock. Are we going to have a winner, or are we going to go to a drop-off?
And we're still all tied, yeah? Oh, 90 seconds. Any player loves watching a drop-off. You never want to be involved in them. Absolutely. Especially in your final game at the end of a weekend. This will be an absolute lung buster for them. But to watch, fantastic stuff.
It's been scintillating stuff down for the line. Have they managed to get a score? They certainly have. Chester Cheetahs with a minute to go. And have they just got that crucial point to take home the Premiership Cup? It was brilliant play going through the middle, the delayed pass and the perfect timing, and Chargers now after, well, surely all guns blazing.
And both teams seem fairly chilled at the minute. I'm not sure if they quite understand that there's basically been 1 point in it the whole game, and with seconds to go they're one up, and they seem pretty nonchalant about it. Maybe they're just more chilled up in the north.
Burton back inside, Pete Strachan. Oh, just a loss of control, and that could be that. 15 seconds left on the clock. Chester Cheetahs, well, if they know the situation, 10 seconds left. Still driving on forward, 5, 4, and the seconds counting. There goes the hooter, and a touch, and that is full time. And Chester Cheetahs.
Well, there doesn't seem to be huge celebration from either team. Maybe they don't quite know how tight it is.
Well, just want to get... And Chester Cheetahs have won the Premiership final, we believe, on the score. Oh, and a correction on our scoreboard. We believe the score was correct, but it actually is 8-8, so we will be going to a drop-off.
Brilliant.
After all.
Well, I really feel for both of these teams here. 8-all in what's been a cracking final at the end of a really long weekend. I mean, it's just who's going to dig deeper here, really. That's all you got. If you're a quick player or a relatively fit player in your team, you're going to be on this pitch now doing some work, and you've just got to pretty much just want it a bit more than your opposition. That's the bulk of a drop-off. But yeah, great to watch. So let's see what happens here.
So here we go in the drop-off. What a game we've had, and drama up in our own commentary box. We thought we had the score. It's Chester Cheetahs winning it, and in fact, that score for the Cheetahs sent it to the drop-off. So it was crucial either way. And just for the new viewers who are tuning in today, James, could you just quickly outline the process of a drop-off?
Oh, there's pressure on me now. I'll do my best. So you start off with 5v5. So touch is normally 6v6 in normal game scenario. Drop-off, you're down to 5v5. And then every 2 minutes, the refs will blow the whistle, and each team loses a player until you're down to 3v3. And then you just keep playing until there's a winning score. The team that's tapped off here, if they score off their set of 6, Chester have tapped off. If they score off this set of 6, Manchester Chargers will get a right to reply. They have to score on that set of 6. If they don't, Chester have won. If Chester don't score off this set of 6, it's quite simply whoever scores next wins.
Well, let's see if they can. Chester Cheetahs running through, looking for that support. Can they get it down?
And it's a score. So now Manchester have to score off this set of 6. This is the right to reply. And if they don't, Chester have won it.
So, opportunity for Chester. Can they shut out the Manchester Chargers? All the pressure on them now. So, as James perfectly described, the right to reply now for Manchester Chargers. No second chances now. And looking to push on forward. There's the first touch. Burton offloads back into Burton. Greg Cropper's to the left. There's the second. Greg Cropper's still driving on forward. Can they work the space? And they go through, and they have replied.
So now it's just next score wins. And then it can't be too long until we get to down to 4v4.
30 seconds left on our clock until we start to lose a player after the opening 2 minutes of the drop-off. So here we go.
You can see the fatigue kicking in, understandably now. Both teams taking their time to get back to the restart.
It's certainly been a long weekend. But who's going to come out on top? Winner takes all. And Chester Cheetahs looking to come forward. Can they win it? Cameron Burkett, maybe a chance here. Oh, the crucial touch
by
just
the winger
before the line. Burkett lays it off on the edge of the 5 metre. He goes for the line. Now the opportunity, the Manchester Chargers, and now, as you can see, both sides losing a player, so 4 apiece now.
Both teams sending one of their girls there. Guys generally are quicker than the girls, so most teams will adopt that policy and keep 3 guys on versus 3 guys.
Burrows now advancing forward over the 10 metre mark. Here's Henry Burton marauding forward. Tries to lay, nearly just grabbing onto it.
And a fresh set of 6. They'll want to capitalise on this. They'll feel like there's loads of space, but with tired legs, making the right decisions.
Burrows delaying the pass. Burton back with Burrows. Meadows there trying to get onto it. Space opens up. And they finish it off.
The Chargers win. Great
And
finish.
The Manchester Chargers come out on top in the Northwest Derby in this Premiership final. The space opened up for Henry Burton. It went all the way to the drop-off. Well, what a fantastic game. And it's Manchester Chargers who come out on top in the final. But a word for Chester Cheetahs, who also put in a fantastic display as well.
Tell you what, there was next to nothing between both of those two teams there. Some fantastic footwork, good hands, good energy levels on both teams. It was played with the right level of intensity as well. It was a derby, but I think both teams still respect each other quite nicely. And for the viewer, you know, an 8-all game going into drop-off. Both teams will have had to have dug deep there, but yeah, cracking game to watch. There was nothing in that really, but both teams will be glad it's over in one respect, and congratulations to the Chargers.
Absolutely. Well, we have one game left for you, and it is the Elite Cup final. Nottingham Hoods taking on Hot Custard. It's set to be an absolute cracker. James, thank you very much for joining us.
Absolute pleasure.
In the commentary box, and congratulations to the Manchester Chargers, who have won the Premiership final. And we'll move swiftly on. We will hopefully have a chance to talk to one of the victorious Manchester Chargers players before we move on to that Elite Cup final. But that will be our final game. Nottingham Hoods taking on Hot Custard. You don't want to miss that one. We'll be back in a couple of moments' time.
James Simons, captain of Manchester Chargers, never in doubt.
Never in doubt, no. That was a hard-fought game. Any game that goes to drop-off is just going to be an absolute burner on the legs. But yeah, credit to Chester, they played a great game. And yeah, I think we just stuck to our guns and pulled through in the end, I think.
We actually had the score that tied it at the end. We thought they'd won, so not to rub the nerves in it any further.
Yeah, no, yeah, it could have gone either way, not going to lie, but yeah.
So what's being said on the sidelines? You've got some pretty experienced heads in that group, so what's being said before that drop-off?
Yeah, it was mainly just to keep our heads, look up, see where the space is. Yeah, we were fortunate enough to have a lot of experience, and they just keep the young guns like me trying to learn and grow and then finish on that.
And especially when Chester scored with their first possession as well, no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, yeah, I certainly felt it, but yeah, we were just fortunate just to get in and then quick off again. Just legs, fitness burning, hard work.
And then just a couple of words, that sums up the game, but in just a couple of words, sum up the weekend for me.
It was just great fun. That's all I got. It's just an epic tournament, well organised, and yeah, great to be part of.
James Simons, congratulations, well done. Stay there, we'll give you a trophy in a bit. We'll be back with the main cup final between Nottingham Hoods and Hot Custard in just a couple of minutes.
Okay, sorry for the delay, folks. The next match will be capping off at 22. You've got 1 minute warning. 1 minute warning.
So here we go, our final game of the weekend, our final game of round 3 here in Oxford, the Elite Cup final. And it's Nottingham Hoods taking on Hot Custard, and I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Manchester Chargers' Pete Bowyer for this one, who's just come off the back of that Premiership final win. Firstly, a huge congratulations, Pete, you must be delighted.
Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, I loved it. It's a good way to finish a great 2 days as well.
It's been an absolute scorcher of a weekend, especially yesterday. How are yourself and the boys feeling?
Well, we hated yesterday because I think half of us were like dying, but today's been a lot better, especially considering we won all 3 of our games, and yeah, obviously we won the final as well, so yeah.
Good way to finish, and here we have the Elite Cup final, and it's almost a bit bizarre if you're obviously a big fan of the Belief Elite National Touch Series and England Touch itself, that we're not seeing BBR in the Elite Cup final. They're normally a regular. They've got to the Elite Cup final in rounds 1 and 2.
Yeah, what a shock. I think it just shows everyone's human.
Exactly.
Really.
Yeah, Hot Custard beating them in the semi-final and booking themselves a place. And both sides actually making it to the Elite Cup final for the first time. So good opportunity to really put their mark on this Elite Cup.
Yeah, we watched Hot Custard versus BBR in Field 2, and that was a really tight game. Hot Custard were looking sharp. This is the first time I've seen Nottingham play, so I was quite excited to see them guys, see how they do.
Yeah, both sides really have turned it on. Both sides, when we have seen them on pitch number 1 of the BBR Hot Custard game we talked about earlier, was a great game as well. It was happening just behind us, and a good defence from the Hoods, just stopping Hot Custard going through on that occasion. Sam Jones trying to work his way through. Driving on forward, here they come over their own 10-metre mark. Here's Davis Bevan over the halfway line. Driving forward over their own 10-metre, coming to a more central route. Can they work an angle? Can they try and get through over that 5-metre? Pass comes in. Have they got the touch?
Oh, nice.
In. A brilliant start for the Nottingham Hoods. Just what they would have wanted, and they find themselves 1-0 up in the Elite Cup final. Well, that was a well-worked opening score for the Nottingham Hoods, and how will Hot Custard reply? Looking to drive on through the middle, over the 10-metre mark. Nice pickup by Chris Arnold. Back into the middle. Good intensity and tempo to this one. Can they pick it up? Oh, and down.
Nice long ball.
Ashrian Weir on this near side, and that is the perfect response, and that was a brilliant ball out to the wing. And sometimes we found during the day with this wind it sometimes get caught, but not on that occasion.
Yeah, especially Hot Custard running into the wind, so it must have worked in their favour then, rolling the ball back. But Hot Custard did great in conditioning Nottingham's defence to shift to their left, which made Hot Custard's right wing open, which created that awesome long ball that we just saw.
So pushing on towards the 5 metre mark, looking to try and drive through. Looked to go left, but just couldn't get the angle right. Matthew Bates in the middle, just ordering out the instructions. It is with Matthew Bate now, looking to try and dive through. Can he? Oh, and a crucial touch. Good covering defence from Hot Custard, shutting out Nottingham Hoods.
Get the penalty. Hot Custard player was offside, so Nottingham get another set of 6.
Always important to try and take these opportunities when you have a fresh 6 just on the edge of your opposition goal area. On the 5 metre mark, can they seize this opportunity? Nice pick up. Oh, and did the touch just come in before the elegant dive in? I think it did, yeah. So just on the edge of the 5 metre mark, looking to go left and right, driving through. Can they finish it off? Oh, lovely bit of play, but good defensive work. Really good pressure from Hot Custard.
Yeah, that number 7 from Hot Custard, yeah. Had the link and the wing. Was holding them well.
Ashley Ward doing a lot of work for Hot Custard as they try and get themselves over to that subs box to bring on some fresh legs after intense defensive work, and they hold out well. Over the halfway line they go, which is really good momentum building up from Hot Custard. Over their own 10 metre. Here they go, driving forward. Good turn of pace, looking for that support. Do they get it down before the touch? Referee just waiting for the confirmation. They do, and Hot Custard are into the lead by 2 points to 1. 5.5 minutes gone. A cracking start to this League Cup final.
Yeah, as expected, it's been very, very quick.
So how will Nottingham Hoods reply? Will Lupton, one of the key players in this Hood side. Here's Reed as well, just to the left of him in that pink cap. He gets it back. Luke Reed laying it off over on the 5 metre. Will Lupton picks it up, driving forward. Does he find the teammate? He does. Being forced back into the centre now. Mark looking to whip the ball out, space opening up, great take and a good finish. Did the touch just come in? No. And the perfect response for Nottingham Hood, so 2 apiece and a well worked try.
That was just excellent hands, quick passing, nice little dive in by the winger as well.
So 2 apiece after 6.5 minutes. You always knew this potentially could be close. Both sides will be desperately trying to get their hands on this Elite Cup, and here they come, trying to force home. Chris Arnold in the thick of things once again, looking to go right, goes left, and a great pick up. Do they finish it off? No, really good defensive work.
Yeah, unlucky there.
Yeah, Nottingham Hoods on this near side. Davis Bavin involved over the own 10 metre, played inside. Nice pick up, good timing over the halfway mark, driving forward. Oh, just that final pass was just a little loose, but really good momentum and speed to their passing, but just a loss of control in the final hurdle. David Lowe. Angus Goff as well on the halfway mark. There's Ashley Ward, seems to be all over the pitch, covering every single blade of grass for Hot Custard.
She's definitely a handy player.
And over the 5 metre mark, and again really good defensive work from Nottingham Hoods, but players like Ashley Ward are just feels like they're so important when they're getting into the latter stages of the weekend. Definitely, when your body's tiring.
Yeah, it's great to see when the female players are showing the males how to do it.
Absolutely. And Luke Reed over the 10-metre mark, making up some really good yards, eating them up, and gets it back, has to go down low to receive the pass. Good momentum building. Can they finish it off? Looking to go back inside, but just that loose pass, good pressure put on them by that Hot Custard defence. So edging forward, Hot Custard having to build from the back over their own 10-metre, over towards their own sub-box. Fresh legs come on now, just waiting for those replacements. Simple 1-2. Back into St Andrews, Goff involved. Chris Lowe back with Angus Goff, looking to go left, then opts to go right. The diving touch tried to get him, and he was claiming it and gets it.
He didn't agree with it though. Neither did the ref.
Oh no, and the referee giving it back, so
call him offside.
Hot Custard with a good opportunity, fresh set of 6 to really go at this Nottingham goal area. Can they get through this time? Goff trying to work his way through. Good pressure from Nottingham Hood's defence. Chris Arnold. Goff and David Lowe involved once again. Those three just working as a little bit of a trio in the middle. Can they force home an opening? Looking to go out wide. Claimed. Oh, and a critical touch. Great defensive covering once again from Nottingham Hoods. The Hoods looking to start things off from the back. Like a potential heavy touch, but they carry on. Will Lupton now looking to go back inside. Over the halfway line they go, making that arcing run, driving on forward. Oh, and a very loose pass. Chris Arnold was there, just couldn't believe his luck.
Jose, thank you.
And over the 10-metre mark they come. What a good burst of pace, trying to force her team up the field, and the space to work into now, just laying it off back to Chris Arnold. Ashley Ward involved once again, as she always seems to be. Arnold looked to find Ward, but opts to go left. Oh, good interchange between Arnold and Hogan. But Nottingham Hoods defending well once again. Wind is certainly picking up. This may make those long balls a bit difficult. Chris Arnold making up some good yards, although being forced back by the referee. A bit too eager. Hogan now looking to go left and just body feints, but leaves it. Hogan just laying it back off. Matthew Hungerford involved in the middle now. Hogan to the left. Angus Goff involved. Hungerford drives to the line with Hogan. Important touch just on the line. Oh, what a ball! And as they finished it off, referee, absolutely superb from Hot Custard, and now they are back in front, leading by 3 points to 2 on the 12-minute mark. And what a fantastic pass! And with this wind just swirling, you just got to have so much whip on the ball to get it out there, don't you?
Yeah. I think that was kind of with the wind, so maybe it was only 50% power used, but it definitely went all the way.
Will Lupton and Luke Reed linking up in the middle as they cross the 10-metre mark. Luke Reed gets it back, looks to body feint right, and driving on forward. Nice little pickup. Can they get in again? Nottingham Hoods, what a reply that is! Will Lupton, one of the standout and key players in this Nottingham Hood side, does well. And we're back all square once again. 2 scores in the space of 45 seconds.
Yeah, well set move there. Faking the sweeper with Will Lupton running the sweep, but then cutting back in to receive the inside ball. So on the halfway mark,
Chris Arnold just laying it off. He gets it back now on the 10-metre area. Driving on forward. Nice little layoff. Hogan lays it back out to Hungerford. Hang on, Hungerford get through. Back to Goff. Quick, incisive passing. This is brilliant to watch. Can they get it out to the wide areas? Oh, great covering from Nottingham Hoods.
That was brilliant defence. Scrambled defence, but it worked.
Nottingham Hoods doing well just to shut out that Hot Custard attack. It was looking very menacing indeed. Very quick and incisive. Hungerford looks to step in and goes right. Oh, nice little touch out wide. Oh, and just manages to sneak in. And Hot Custard get back in front. They lead by 4 points to 3 as the 14-minute mark approaches. So 6 to go until the half-time interval. Nothing much to separate either side. Well, Nottingham Hoods replied straight away. Are they going to do something similar? Over the 10-metre mark they go. Inside now. Laying it off. Going forward. Over the 5-metre mark they go. Can they work it on this near side?
Fortunately, Matthew Bate running out of space there.
Working it from right to left. Little lay off into the centre. Picked up again. Drilled in and fizzed in and played out wide on. Davis Bowen just can't. Going on the ball was played behind her, just couldn't follow it. Hot Custard defend it well. And if they can get up the other end and try and see if they can get a 2-point gap opening up in this Elite Cup final. Guskoff just laying it off to Ashley Ward. Jake Hogan and Matthew Hungerford on the 10-metre mark. Hogan coming off now. Over the halfway line they go. Back inside. Chris Arnold just having to go. Just having to leave the space open. For Angus Goff. Arnold trying to wait and time his run. Bursting forward. Needs the support now. Looking for an option. Oh, look at that. Do they just get it down in time? No. A critical touch. Well, the referee's just having a little bit of a conversation. Minutes remaining on the clock. Both sides just watching on. Oh, important touch then, and it remains 4-3 to Hot Custard. So deep in their own half. Nottingham Hoods trying to advance forward. Nice little shimmy round. Still the touch happens. Here they come, trying to get over to their own sub-spot. Will Lupton, that key man's back on now. Davis Bowen just laying it off over their own 10-metre. Heading towards the halfway. Luke Reed advances into the position. Lays it off to Will Lupton. Good momentum building. Lofted pass out wide. Drilled out to this near side. Oh, just in front. And couldn't be caught. Sadie Meakin just couldn't get there in time. 3.5 remaining till the half-time interval. Matthew Hungerford laying it off to Angle driving over to that far side over the 10-metre mark. Good yardage made up by David Lowe. Good pass. Can they just cling on to it? No. But again, really trying to work that space over to that far side.
Yeah, definitely seems to be the wing. The right side seems to be the place to go for Hot Custard at the moment. Which shows as well, because there's always a lot of space that side, whereas on the left wing, Nottingham are quite good at shutting that space down.
Referee just discussing something with the players, but it's going to be Nottingham Hoods who will get us back underway with Luke Reed. Will Upton just quickly laying it off, and now can they just build on this attack from the back and driving over to this near side. Sadie Meakin gets it back in front. Oh, lack of communication, almost just running into a bit of traffic.
Yeah, that drive was superb. They made almost half the pitch in 2 touches, but unfortunately, like you said, miscommunication there.
Sam Jones just slowing things down. Hot Custard. Ashley Ward back involved as well with Jake Hogan. Sam Jones now. bouncing off each other, Hogan and Jones. Now Hogan picks it up, looks to go to his right. It's off being put under increased pressure, and Nottingham Hood's defend it once again. Both defences have held up pretty strongly.
Yeah, they seem to be working out each other's attack quite well at the moment. Hasn't been scored for a while.
Yeah, after an explosive start, just stagnating a bit so far. Oh, and a really poor error from Nottingham Hood, and now really good chance for Hot Custard to capitalise. 90 seconds remaining until the half-time interval, and another score on the board, and that will give them even more confidence going into the break. A really important time in the game. Off Jones diving for the line. And gets it, and we were talking about how important it was potentially to score before the break, and it is a 2-point margin now for Hot Custard, leading by 5 points to 3. And how important could that score be?
Yeah, as we saw the frustration there by the Nottingham players, as expected. They've technically ruined 2 chances to get out of their half and gave Hot Custard 2 chances to score, which they capitalised on.
Will Upton over the 10-metre mark. Luke Reed now switching it. Sadie Meakin running onto it through the centre. Will Upton now driving forward. Oh, and just tries to hook the ball over his opponent.
Bit of a clash there.
30 seconds remaining now of this first half. I don't know. Real urgency. Will Upton. Oh, can they just get one before the break? That'll be perfect for Nottingham Hood. Sadie Meakin involved. Will Upton now back inside. Luke Reed. Oh, just can't lay it off. No look pass. No one was there waiting for the run, and that brings an end to the first half, although we'll have to wait till the end of this next phase of play. And the touch comes, and that does round up the first half. Well, it's certainly been an entertaining opening 20 minutes, and it's Hot Custard who currently lead by 5 points to 3. That try just before the break, could it be crucial in deciding who will win this Elite Cup final? We'll be back for the second half for our final 20 minutes of round 3 here in Oxford of the Belief Elite National Touch Series.
I play touch because I love the sport. I love particularly playing as part of a team. I play with several teams. My club's the SSC, regionals and the England's 27s, and I love every team for different regions, and I love working specifically for a team. It gets the best out of me. I get the best feeling for it. I love working hard to develop others so that we can all get the best out of it, and it's just the most amazing feeling.
Touch because it's a game where you can play 14-year-olds and 60-year-olds together. You can play men and women, so you could have a daughter and a mum playing together, and it's a really good fun to play.
So here we go, final 20 minutes then of the weekend. Hot Custard with that 2-point advantage going into the break. Can they extend it from the tap off in this second half? This would be the perfect start for them. Chris Arnold laying it off to Matthew Hungerford, trying to get in with Jake Hogan, being forced back by Davis Bevan.
Whose foot got stood on?
Yeah, just an apology from Kate there for Nottingham Hoods, and now driving over that 5-metre line. Here's Jake Hogan looking to switch it. Oh, what a fantastic pass that potentially was. Just couldn't take it, and a good defensive covering as well from Nottingham Hoods once again, as we saw in that first half. They need to be defensively solid if they want to get back into this, and now they need to take their chances when they're going forward as well. So over their 10-metre mark, Davis Bevan. Luke Reed jinking in left and right. Will Lupton picks it up, passes it on. Will Lupton gets it back. Oh, that's a great start to the second half for Nottingham Hoods. Just what they wanted, and that gap has been reduced to 1.
What a spiral kick as well. Brilliant.
Brilliant start for Nottingham Hoods. High fives all around. Just what they would have needed in the opening minute and a half. So, reduced to 1, 5-4 to Hot Custard then. How do they respond? Matthew Hungerford just creeps towards the line. Ashley Ward gets it back. Sam Jones now going for the line. Ashley Ward is in, claiming the touch. Referee doesn't think so. Hot Custard regain that 2-point advantage, and Ashley Ward, who's been everywhere in this game so far and thoroughly deserves her try.
Definitely. If anyone deserves a touchdown, it's her.
Absolutely superb. And of course, a reminder that we will be awarding our MVPs. We'll have a men's and women's MVP. Nice build-up play. Right to left, trying to work it again. Can Hoods respond in the best possible way? Looking to come forward over the 5-metre line. Driving on, doing well. Oh, nice little layoff, looking to come out to this near side. Over their own 10-metre, Ashley Ward once again involved. Angus Goff. Matthew Hungerford gets it back, utilising that space in front of him, making that arcing run. This is a really nice build-up, looking to spread it out wide on. Do they get it in? Just before the touch, referee's going to give it. Absolutely superb from Hot Custard. What a start to the second half they've had as well, and that gap is now increased to 3. And now Nottingham Hoods being put under real pressure. Can they respond? Lupton going forward over their own 10-metre, gets it back inside to Luke Reed. Luke Reed getting it back into the middle. Can they find the support? Can they finish it off? No. Hot Custard defend well. Looking to come forward. Over their own 10-metre, trying to drive towards the halfway. On the halfway line now, Hot Custard going in from their own subs box. Can they drive home this advantage? Can they increase that lead? Been absolutely superb in the second half. Can they add another one? Oh, an important stop. A fresh set of 6 now for Hot Custard to use up. Ashley Ward. Laying it off. Here comes Jake Hogan. Space opening up. And they do add another one. And brilliant play. A whip ball over to that far side. Great take. Easy finish. Hot Custard. Oh, they're just slowly running away with this.
They are definitely stepping up a level, they are.
So 15 minutes left on the clock. So some high fives around this Nottingham Woods subs box, but a lot of work now to do. That 4 points gap just opened up now. Davis Ravin doing all she can to drive her team forward, doing really well. Made up a lot of yards on the 5 metre mark now. And a good opportunity now for the Nottingham Hoods, and these are the opportunities that they need to take. Davis Bavin now. Going for the line. Do they get it? Nope. Good defensive work again from Hot Custard. Jake Hogan again. Good covering, shutting out this Nottingham Hoods attack. Wave after wave at the moment. Could spell a possession here for the Hoods. Can they force home with the advantage? Can they get it over to that far side? No, they can't. And opportunity goes begging. And Hot Custard get the opportunity to start from their own back line. So fresh set of 6 just inside their own half. Good yards made up already. That's their first touch, so plenty left to come in the tank. So as they reach the 10 metre mark, still plenty to go. Here's Angus Goff making that arcing run. Here's Chris Arnold as well to pick up the ball. Looks to go inside. David Lowe, space to run into. Jinks past one, goes back inside. Lovely pass out to Angus Goff. Can he finish it off? Dives to the line. And that was a brilliantly well worked strike, and Angus Goff goes over the line. And the score currently stands at 9 points to 5. 5 point gap opening, and it's the tiredness just starting to creep into this Nottingham Hood side.
Yeah, unfortunately for Nottingham, every time Hot Custard have the ball, they just look like a potential attacking threat. They seem to be making the most of the opportunities that they've been given.
Looking to go right or left. Hoods need to pull out something now. Under 12 minutes remaining. Need to get this next try, going for the line. Brilliant play, just what they needed.
That's the perfect way to respond to that. Well worked score. He's very happy with that.
He certainly is, wasn't he? And it's reduced back to only the 4 points. Liam Halpenny diving in for the line. Doing really well for the Nottingham Hoods. They need 4 more of them to get back level. So all the advantage at the moment with Hot Custard. Angus Goff involved. Here's Jake Hogan. Goff again with Sam Jones looking to go left. Oh, there we go. Just like that. Indeed, Angle Old finishing it off, and that's the double digits up, and that 5 point lead restored. 10-5. And an instant response from Hot Custard, and the perfect response at that as well. So over 10 minutes remaining. Hot Custard well on their way. Simple layoff through the centre. Nice little drop off, good movement through the middle. Looking to go to the left, they do go left. Just having to jolt back. A fresh set of 6 now for Nottingham Hoods, and every time they get that opportunity, they've got to start taking them. Simple layoff, oh, just holds on. Oh, look to feint going left and opts to go right. Being forced back, going for the line, diving for the line and get it. And once again reducing that gap to 4 points. They just need to stop Hot Custard replying now.
Definitely, yeah. But look who's on, number 7.
Ashley Ward being absolutely superb for Hot Custard. Let's go. Also involved, and here comes Hogan with Chris Arnold and Ashley Ward. Hungerford to the left and Hogan in the middle with the on-running Chris Arnold now. Can they work their way through again? And they do. And as soon as the Nottingham Hoods even get a sniff of trying to get back into this, Hot Custard reply once again. Absolutely sensational stuff from Hot Custard. The perfect response every time. And it's 11-6 on the scoreline with over 8 minutes remaining.
Number 30 for Hot Custard, his passing has been pinpoint today. He's been finding his player every time.
Chris Arnold, a key player in this Hot Custard side. Well, at the moment it's end-to-end stuff, but just a bit loose. But they have another opportunity, Nottingham Hoods, on the 5 metre mark. Can they do something with this one? Davis Bavin laying it off, popping it up. Nice play. Can they finish off Luke Reed? Oh, just that final pass was a little loose. And the attacking phase is over. Hot Custard now surely will be looking just to take their time with this one. But looking to drive themselves up the field, get themselves out of their own half, bring some fresh legs on as well. Angle doing really well to get her team up. Just jinking left and right, dancing feet. Fantastic run and a layoff. Just can't cling on. Kendall Fry on this near side. Could see the run but just couldn't cling on. Sam Jones, good pressure. Fry doing really well as well. Over halfway. Davis Bavin doing her work and just laying it off. Over the 10 metres. Pushing on forward. Nice momentum building. Good speed to the attack. Pass out wide. No. Doesn't latch onto it. Halfway they come, Hot Custard. All the confidence flowing through their veins now onto the 10 metre mark. Can they finish it off in style? Can they add a few more? Chris Arnold has been pretty pinpoint so far in this game. Doesn't come from that.
It's a great defensive effort there by Nottingham though.
Oh, what a run. Oh, but a vital touch. Look who it is. Ashley Ward once again. Sadie Meekie, brilliant. Abby. Sits him on the floor. Chris Arnold has had a great game. Sadie Meekin absolutely loving it.
The crowd loved that as well.
Absolutely superb. Well, they deserve a try with that. And can they finish it off? Chance!
Go on.
Oh, great touch. Kendall Fry. Sadie Meekin still absolutely buzzing with that one in the subs box. Absolutely superb. Just creeping towards halfway, getting over to their subs box and getting some fresh legs onto the field on the halfway line. Good little 1-2 now, bursting forward. Angus goal, really good work. And now Matthew Hungerford driving forward, looking for that support. Oh, and good defensive work.
Brilliant defence, yeah.
Now on 5 minutes remaining.
Even though Nottingham are down, they're still not giving up, which is brilliant to see.
Absolutely, 5 minutes remaining. A lot of work to do. 5 gap to get down, but they're still giving absolutely everything. Angus go. Here's Sam Jones back of go with Jones now again. Stops on the line. Well, Nottingham Hoods and Hot Custard have given everything to this final. Hot Custard pulling at one of the biggest shocks so far, getting rid of BBR in the semi-finals. BBR winning the previous 2 Elite Cups in round 1 in Banbury and round 2 in Manchester, but we're going to have a new winner this time around in the Belief Elite National Touch Series. BBR have won the overall competition. Hot Custard looking like they're well on their way to rounding up round 3 with a win in the Elite Cup, unless there will be something completely miraculous here from Nottingham Hoods. They've got to give everything now, no mistakes, no second chances over the 10 metres. Here's Davis Bavin playing it inside to Luke Reed. Will Lupton's now on the pitch, their key player, over the halfway line as they edge towards the 10 metre mark. Will Lupton laying it off to Luke Reed. Back again with Will Lupton driving forward. Can they work an opportunity? Will Lupton sneaks through looking for that support.
Oh, unlucky. Touch was caught.
Brought back and turnover in possession. Hot Custard defend well with just over 3 minutes remaining of this Elite Cup final. Sam Jones laying it off. Driving towards halfway. Hogan laying off to Chris Arnold. Brilliant game for Chris Arnold, who's done everything right so far. Jake Hogan involved. Can they finish off with a try? Looking for the support. Oh, and that pass out wide just couldn't be met by Kendall Fry. 2.5 remaining on the clock. Luke Reed just laying off to Will Lupton. Luke Reed driving home, trying to see if they can finish off on a high. Not giving up. Over the halfway line they go.
Great drive here.
Oh, just that final pass couldn't be completed. So 2 minutes remaining on the clock. 2 minutes remaining of this final round of the Belief Elite National Touch Series here in Oxford. 3 scintillating rounds of touch rugby. BBR are the overall champions. Hot Custard on their way to crowning off their weekend with an Elite Cup win. Angus Goff inside. Driving on, can they finish off on a high? Looking for that support. Oh, just the ball went into that area, just couldn't be picked up. Over the 10 metre mark, driving into the middle. Can they work one last opportunity? They've given their absolute all in this final. 2 brilliant sides. They've had a great weekend here in Oxford. Space to run into. Needs to find a teammate. Oh, looks to go inside, but no one was there in the nick of time to finish it off. 45 seconds remaining on the clock before we hear that hooter for the final time this weekend. No drop-off needed for Hot Custard. That 5-point margin will definitely be enough to get them over the line, but can they finish off? Can they get a 12-point on the board? 20 seconds left on the clock. Ashley Ward, who's been at the thick of everything, she's been absolutely superb in this final. Jake Hogan laying it off. Sam Jones now just slowing things down. They know they're only a couple seconds away. Davis Lowe now with Sam Jones. Filling in from Thames Valley Vikings. He will be absolutely delighted And can they finish off in the perfect possible style? They don't, but they complete the weekend with an Elite Cup final win. A fantastic performance. Hot Custard win by 11 points to 6. And that wraps up our weekend here in Oxford. Well, Pete, thank you very much for joining me in the final game of the day, and congratulations once again on winning the Premiership final as well.
Thank you very much, mate. Got a 3-hour drive to Manchester now.
Well, at least to go back safely in knowledge of that Premiership final win.
Yeah.
And we round off the weekend with a win. So, Hot Custard get off the mark, get their Elite Cup victory. And what a weekend it's been in Oxford. 3 rounds of absolutely scintillating England touch rugby. The Belief Elite National Touch Series has come to a close. BBR are the overall champions, but Hot Custard have taken home the Elite Cup final this weekend. So we will be having a chat with one of our Hot Custard players who are victorious in the Elite Cup final. We'll have a chat and we'll go and see Chris and one of those players in a couple of moments' time. The Hot Custard are the champions in the Elite Cup final.
Angus Goff, captain of Hot Custard, a big smile on your face. Now, you weren't going to say this because, so I'm going to let me say this, is that you were the first team to beat BBR in an elite in a Belief Sports Elite NTS event in 2 years. Was that the springboard to the win over Nottingham in the final?
Yeah, well, it is always good to beat them. They've obviously won the last 5 tournaments in a row, so it's nice for someone else to win one. And it's good to get a nice early semi-final in. We got to go to the pub for lunch, had a pint, springboard for this victory, easy.
You guys are renowned as being one of the more social of the elite clubs. You know, just in terms of to get away and to be able to, when you've got those 3 hours. I mean, just in general, whether it's off-site, on-site, whatever. But when you've got 3 hours or so between the semi-final and the final, how much does that enable you guys just to chill out, bond as a group?
Yeah, that was great. I mean, we actually found it really hard because we had 1 game off between our quarter and semi, and so that was hard going into the BBR game. But yeah, it was nice to have 3 hours off in between. It's always good.
Stick your England hat on for a second. You know, you're up against a team that's a lot of youth, a lot of up-and-coming England players. Just in terms of how much have you seen Nottingham progress as an opposition over the past 12 months?
Yeah, they've been fantastic. I mean, they've got Will Lupton's obviously England mix. They've got Matt Bate, who I think was one of the train-ons with the men's team. So they've come massively along. Yeah, it's fantastic, especially without Ben Meakin now. It's pretty good going.
But then focusing on you guys as well, just getting your hands back on a cup in this competition. How much does it mean for you guys?
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I don't think we've won a tournament in quite a few years now. I've not won one, and I've been playing for 3 years, so it's pretty good to get one.
Well, we'll let you go and get the trophy and to celebrate in that redoubtable hot custard way. Angus, congratulations to you and your team, and we'll let you catch up with a trophy in a second. Back up to Brad.
So that brings a close to round 3 here in Oxford for the Belief Elite National Touch Series. It concludes 3 rounds overall. Our first round happened in Banbury at the back end of May, then we went off to Manchester, and it all concluded here in Oxford. It's been an absolute scorching weekend here in Oxford, and Hot Custard win the Elite Cup final, but it's BBR, the Bareback Riders, who finish as overall champions for the Belief Elite National Touch Series. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you all the coverage over those 3 weekends. We hope you have a pleasant evening. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a very good evening.